that? Like, why do you still identify as Orthodox, and what do you think are some of the problems?
The way I learned it, Orthodoxy was a title that was thrust upon us by the Reform movement and really solidified by rabbis like the Hassam Sofer, Rav Samson Raphael Hirsch. Traditionally, Jews were just Jews, and they were specifically religious. You were Torah observant, and yeah, I mean, you publicly identified and were known as a Jewish person, a Yid. This is why the Reform movement, or even the title Orthodox, never existed in the Sephardi world. The reason I don't like the term, I don't think most Orthodox Jews call themselves Orthodox in the Haredi world. Like in Eretz Israel, when you go to Israel, who calls themselves Orthodox? Like maybe secular Jews, when talking about Haredim, may call them Orthodox. But yeah, like you're either practicing or you're not practicing. The only people who make a big deal out of it are non-Jews, Baal Tshuvas, and I think Messianics. Or sometimes I notice that secular Jews always try to make some inroads with religious Jews by saying that they grew up Orthodox, just because in Israel, growing up with a Reform or conservative synagogue wasn't a thing 20 years ago. So everybody thinks of themselves Orthodox, but Orthodox Jews typically don't call themselves Orthodox outside of the modern Orthodox world. They just, they practice. Actually, the proper term would probably be orthoprax, and not necessarily Orthodox, because Orthodox means that you're trained to think a certain way, while our religion is more behavior oriented. So yes, for lack of a better term, I'm Orthodox. I went to Orthodox yeshivas. I learned in Aish Torah in the Old City. I learned in Or Sameach and many other yeshivas in Israel. I worked for many Orthodox organizations. Rabbi Jeff Seidel in the Old City. I worked for JAM in LA. So I daven in an Orthodox synagogue, but I hate the term. I hate the term, especially when it's used to separate. I don't see a big distinction between conservative Judaism and Orthodox Judaism, at least with the tenets of conservative Judaism, which encompass all of Jewish law, right? I mean, having a machitza has nothing to do with halakha. It doesn't appear in the Talmud. Like women rabbis giving women aliyahs, all this stuff is post-Talmudic. So like I view it as trivial, secondary, like not enough to build a whole movement away from. So I like calling myself an observant Jew. It's a shame that we have to input that prefix as observant. I mean, traditionally, if you were Jewish, it meant you believed in God prior to Kabbalah, which I believe gave birth to the Haskalah, which I believe gave birth to atheistical Judaism, which eventually gave birth to Zionism. Before that, like if you were Jewish, just like if you were Christian or a Muslim, by definition, it meant that you were religious. So this is why